much. It's not just a business to me. It's about getting to know my clients personally and delivering on their every wish. My latest is a double booking. First Diane Perry and then her cousin Nikki. They're famous, of course, but since getting to know them, I've started to think of the Perry family as my family too. It's one of the perks about my job I love the most. This is me, Carnegie Kincaid wedding planner and believer in the picture-perfect romance. Even if it hasn't ever happened to me.
Put the salmon pieces in the Cuisinart. Now it's pate. There's a clean shirt in my van.
One of the reception beds is dry.
Refill?
And Tim said that somebody put the groom's cake in the freezer.
Will you tell Tim to put the cake in the oven on warm for 10 minutes?
The best man lost the notes for his speech.
Well, I told him to memorize that. I have a copy of it in my phone. I'll email him. Anything else, Kenny?
Yeah, apparently there's a reporter in the vestibule named Aaron Gold.
Aaron Gold, I presume.
I'm with the Sentinel.
You have an invitation?
Yeah, I do. But I must have misplaced it.
Really? Because I planned this wedding, and there were no invitations sent to media.
Well, that's a faux pas on your part, certainly. But I forgive you.
You know, Douglas Perry stayed home today specifically to avoid people like you.
You have me all wrong. I wait for the society call.
Just like that? I doubt it.
You know you could be a hero. You give me an exclusive, and I won't even use your name. Douglas Perry and Keith Guthridge are rotten to the core tax cheats. I bet you have fly-in-the-wall access to the Perry family.
What I have is no comment.
Goodbye, Mr. Gold.
You know, I think that we could talk.
Society page columnists I can handle, but I'm not used to snoopy reporters. Mr. Aaron Gold just bought himself a permanent place on my do not admit list.
Ray, what are you doing in here? Nikki's allergic to the roses.
She can't hold her bouquet.
Even so, the fiancé to the maid of honor can't be in the bride's dressing room.
Sorry, Carnegie.
Skedaddle, Ray. John, I'll need the silk replica of the bridesmaid bouquet, thanks. Antihistamine. I'm afraid you won't be able to drink at the reception.
Thank you.
You think of every detail. It's kind of my thing. I will get you new flowers next week for your wedding, Nikki. You're getting orchids.
2 family weddings in 1 month. So exciting. I can't stop staring at your engagement ring. Ray has wonderful taste.
Well, I have a sneaking suspicion his mother helped pick it out.
Well, if I ever want a ring like that, I'll have to buy it myself.
Oh, don't say that. In fact, you might want to start thinking about your wedding, Michelle. Don't you think it's about time?
Seriously, you and Sean have been dating longer than I've even known Jeffrey.
Longer than I've known Ray, too.
Sean's just not really into tradition.
So, do something non-traditional.
Yeah, out of the ordinary weddings are becoming quite popular. Couples are getting married on boats, while rock climbing. I even planned a scuba wedding once.
You'll never ask me.
Then you should ask him. Oh, come on, it's not the dark ages anymore.
You two are the best cousins ever, but I don't know. Do you really think I should?
Yes.
Come in.
Carnegie, your very last-minute wish is my command. Voila, silk bouquet.
For those of you who haven't yet met the genius, the artist behind the floral designs, this is John Nevin.
Hi.
Ladies, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, but you will have to excuse us. There's a garland emergency in the chapel.
Michelle. Now you have to be the next one to get married. Lance, did you find our missing waiter?
That's why I called. Yeah, I got a replacement. His name's Marty. He's very experienced. Yeah, can you go find him?
I'm on my way. Marty?
Who was that? And who still carries around a business card case?
out.
Thanks.
You're lucky I was here.
Well, Lance said you were experienced.
Lance. Well, I guess I have been around the block.
You're really overdressed. Dress code is black pants and a white button down.
Really, I didn't know there was a dress code. I just came from the airport. I might have a white button down in my car.
Yeah, you're late. We'll make it work.
Carnegie.
Yeah,
Marty's here.
I can see that. You're not Marty, are you?
No. But right now, I kind of wish I was.
Oh, you found them.
I just made a fool of myself, didn't I?
Well, Carnegie, of course I can't speak to your way of doing things.
Hello, Dorothy. I thought you were still on a boat somewhere in the middle of the Mediterranean.
I was. And I assure you it's the only reason I didn't do this wedding. The bride's mother is a very old and very dear friend of mine, and of course, she was crushed when I was unavailable.
Well, they all seem very happy with my work.
Yes, I'm sure you've done your best. Even if you've allowed that woman in here.
Queen Mary is just a harmless old lady who likes layer cake.
Who shows up at every wedding in the city, whether invited or not. I also happen to know that after Nikki's wedding next week, you'll be back to cold calling the bridal boutiques for business. And if you keep this sort of thing up, you won't have anything booked for a very, very long time.
Beautiful. Once again. Thank you. Another job well done. But as I always say, it's not over until somebody catches the bouquet.
You didn't have to humiliate me, Sean. I got this. I just want to get married. Like my cousins and all my friends.
I told you when we met, I wasn't the marrying kind.
Pardon me for thinking that the last 6 years might have changed that. We're through.
Michelle, come back.
Okay, come I got it.
You saved the cake.
Mary, thanks for your help.
I wonder why so many people are breaking things tonight.
What do you mean?
That tall man in the parking lot was breaking cars.
What?
How could you, Sean?
I don't know where she's going, but she's taking your car.
Excuse me. Okay. Call the police.
Yes. I need to report an accident. I don't know. I haven't. She's not moving.
Open this door, young lady.
Eddie Breen was my father's best friend. When my dad died, Eddie stepped into that role. He's my business partner and an early riser.
I only got home an hour ago. Something terrible happened.
Yeah, don't I know it?
Michelle Perry, niece of disgraced former equity trader Douglas Perry, was killed last night at her cousin Diane's wedding.
They're wondering if Nikki and Ray will go ahead with the wedding as planned. Nikki doesn't need this. She's upset enough about Michelle.
Forget Nikki. Carnegie Kincaid Wedding Design doesn't need this. And as your business partner, I don't need this either. Perry Wedding is the only thing keeping us afloat right now.
Well, they say any publicity is good publicity.
No, this kind of publicity is bad for business. We need another big client, or next month we're running on fumes.
I will get us a big client for next month, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
No, the convention is coming up. And I always make at least one good booking out of it. Where do these reporters get their stories? Who wrote this anyway? Aaron Gold. I should have known. He tried to get into Diane's wedding last night. Oh, I wanted to tell you. Queen Mary said she saw someone messing with cars in the parking lot. I think I saw him too.
Queen Mary is hardly a reliable source on anything but cake.
I know, but what if the crash wasn't an accident? It could still be sabotage.
I wish your dad was here to see this. He loved a good conspiracy theory. Difference being, he could always admit when he was wrong. Now get to work.
Nikki needs me. I am trying to keep up a good front for Eddie, but the truth is, I'm worried. Nikki's father, Douglas Perry, and his ex-business partner, Keith Guthridge, are involved in a huge tax scandal. And between that and what happened to Michelle last night, I've got a bad feeling that Nikki is going to call her wedding off. And if that happens, Carnegie Kincaid Wedding Design is going to be out of business too. Theo Decker is the Perry family chauffeur. He's loyal, to be sure, the strong silent type. But that isn't going to stop me from asking him questions. Hi, Theo. This might seem like a strange question, but did Nikki's car have any problems that you knew about?
I wasn't Mr. Perry's chauffeur when he bought the car, and the police still have it.
Right. You know what? Never mind. Right. Sorry, it was crooked. I crave symmetry. It's just a thing.
Here we go. Hot tea with a squeeze of lemon.
Enter Clara Perry. As stepmother of the bride-to-be, she proves all the fairy tales wrong.
Thanks.
No, thank you for taking care of Nikki last night. You're a great friend to her. This is so tragic. Michelle was such a beautiful girl.
Did Nikki ever have problems with her car?
Douglas was obsessive about keeping that car safe for her. There's no way there was anything wrong with it when she drove it to the wedding.
I'm sorry you had to see the accident, Carnegie. It's just hard to accept that Michelle is gone. And Clara and I are committed to host a charity gala this week. It's too late to back out now.
Well, I'll help in any way that I can, Douglas.
My assistant will fax you the details today.
I guess you can imagine why we wanted you here in this family meeting, Carnegie.
We can postpone your wedding if that's what you decide. Most of the vendors will hold the deposits for a future date.
Daddy.
I'm happy to reimburse Ray's family for any money they lose on plane tickets if you cancel. But I know my little girl is tough, just like Michelle was. I don't think she'd want to see you change a thing, sweetheart.
Could we alter the wedding program so that we could dedicate the event to Michelle?
I'll call the printer today. It wouldn't be in bad taste to mention that wildlife charity that Michelle supported so that people can donate in her name.
Okay, I say we go on as planned. Clara, you still haven't seen my dress. And Daddy, you can't see it until the day of the wedding.
I promise I'll be gone before you finish changing. Now, Clara, have you seen today's paper? I'm going to sue this Aaron Gold character into oblivion. Not only is he making hay out of Michelle's death, now he's writing that Keith and I were running a Ponzi scheme.
Douglas, your blood pressure. I told you, reading that paper would only make you more anxious.
If I drop dead, it'll be this Gold and Guthridge to blame.
Mr. Guthridge is Nikki's godfather, right?
Keith was my college roommate. He was best man at my wedding, and I was best man at his. But he betrayed me, emptied the firm's business tax account, and then blamed me when the IRS accused us of tax evasion.
He already RSVP'd that he's coming to the wedding.
I know Nikki wishes he could be at her wedding, but I can't risk an ugly scene on her special day. Would you have a word with him?
Of course. I will handle it tactfully.
I have every confidence in that.
Ma'am, I'm Detective Board in Seattle PD, following up on Michelle Perry's death. What were you doing just now at the Perry house?
I'm Nikki's wedding planner. I was also Diane's wedding planner. And I also talked to the officer on the scene last night.
Carnegie Kincaid, right? Mm-hmm. You're the one who called 911?
I did.
You're also the one who gave Michelle Perry alcohol before the crash.
I supplied the bridal party with the customary bottle of champagne.
How much of that bubbly did Michelle drink?
I don't know.
She was drinking, right?
Yes.
Alcohol that you gave her.
Am I some kind of a suspect?
Actually, we favor the term person of interest.
Michelle was drinking, but I can't monitor every guest and every glass of champagne.
Point taken. But my gut tells me that you're hiding something.
Did you look at Nikki's car, Detective? Have you ruled out some kind of mechanical problem?
Police garage has a car right now. We're considering every possible lead. Anyway, you have a nice day. We'll talk again. Drive safely.
So, now I'm not just the Perry family's wedding planner. Now I'm a person of interest. Now it's getting personal. As promised, I'm meeting Keith Guthridge. I am not looking forward to stepping into this lion's den.
Mr. Guthridge, I know you aren't just Douglas's business partner.
Former business partner. Douglas is trying to blame me for getting the firm into this tax scandal.
I know, but here's the thing.
Why are you here, Miss Kincaid?
Look, I know that Nikki would love to have you at her wedding, but I also know that Douglas doesn't think it would be a good idea.
I don't give one whit what that embezzler thinks.
I'm in an awkward position here, sir.
Aren't we all?
Which is why I was hoping you would understand, for Nikki's sake.
I read about Michelle's death. It's unbelievable. Nikki and her cousins are like daughters to me. After Nikki's mother passed away, she practically moved in with us. But now I can't even call to give her my condolences about Michelle. Douglas has threatened to slap me with a restraining order if I try to contact her. I thought the wedding was canceled. Nikki must be devastated. But canceling the wedding would just make things worse, I suppose.
You know her well. And the last thing she needs is to witness a confrontation between you and her father at her wedding.
All I want for her is to find some happiness. And if that means me staying away from the wedding, then I see that's the only honorable thing I can do.
Thank you.
My best friend Lily is one of those people who is always up for an adventure. But even she isn't ready for what I'm about to spring on her.
Come in. Hey. Thanks for coming, Lily.
Sure. What you doing?
Well, I called you because you are the smartest librarian I know, and I need a keen mind on this case.
What, this case here? Sterling silver, nice. I didn't think anyone carried these anymore. Whose is it?
Well, I'm trying to find out. The police are saying that I might be liable for Michelle Perry's death.
You? You're kidding. You're not kidding?
It happened at one of my weddings.
But you didn't have anything to do with it.
No, I didn't, but I just feel like I have a responsibility to figure out what really happened.
And this case is part of that how?
I found it in the church parking lot last night next to Nikki's car, and I think it might belong to the guy that I saw out there.
And you think he might have been messing with Nikki's car?
Maybe.
Okay, and then why the toaster?
I had to dry the cards. They were in a puddle.
Of course.
And we're ready. Puddle. You know, at first I thought it was Keith Guthridge because there's a lot of bad blood between him and Douglas. But he loves Nikki way too much to try to hurt her to get to her father. Now I'm trying to figure out maybe these cards will tell me somebody who would do such a thing. This one belongs to a gym in Fremont. What do you think?
I think I love a good mystery. Well, the police can't hold you responsible.
Michelle wouldn't have been in that car if I hadn't encouraged her to ask her boyfriend to marry her, so I do feel like I had a hand in what happened. Besides, I know that I saw someone loitering next to Nikki's car. Queen Mary saw him too.
Queen Mary? The little old lady who crashes weddings for the cake?
Yeah. I'm gonna text all the wedding planners I know, see if I can find out where she might show up next. Whoa! Hey. My brakes! My brakes aren't working!
Are you kidding me?
Okay, hold on, I've got this.
I knew we should have taken my car.
Just hold on, okay?
Have been killed.
Just like Michelle. Lily, what if I'm not imagining things? What if someone caused Nikki's car to crash and now they're after me too?
Your mechanic said he has no idea why your brakes failed.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody isn't trying to get rid of me. Maybe it just means I need a better mechanic. Come on, right. Okay.
Perfect. I just found your names.
The computer at the front desk must have a list of all the gym members.
Sounds logical.
If I can get a look at it, I can cross-reference the names against the cards in my case.
What, do you think Hercules over there is just gonna let you look?
I do not, which is why I need a diversion.
Why do I feel like you're asking me to play damsel in distress to that Chippendale Dancers Night in Shining Armor complex?
Well, I need somebody to act out my devious schemes.
Okay, I'm on it. Piece of cake. 2 business cards, 2 locations. All we've got to do is find someone who belongs to this gym who also frequents the pool hall. This should convince Detective Borden I'm not a person of interest anymore, and I can go back to being a plain old wedding planner.
Have a good workout?
Now, there might have been a million reasons why my floral designer John Nevin would be at this gym. Most of them were just a coincidence, but I can't be sure. And I don't want to tip my hand just yet. Did you get it? Come on, let's go. I don't want to believe it, but it does make sense. The guy I saw in the parking lot was big like John.
Our library database is linked to the Department of Records. What's weird is the only thing I can find on John Nevin is his floral business license application.
Maybe it's not his real name. Ah, it's Nikki. I promised her I'd help her pick out gifts. Hi, Nikki. I will be 10 minutes late, but I will be there. I promise. I don't have a car.
It's perfect. We'll take 2. One for Clara and one for my future mother-in-law.
This is good stuff.
Aaron Gold.
Holier than thou wedding lady.
You're that reporter Daddy hates.
She calls the biggest tax cheat since Al Capone, Daddy.
Daddy didn't do it. It was Uncle Keith and he didn't mean to.
Uncle Keith, can I quote you on that?
No, you may not. In fact, get away from her before I call the police.
Freedom of the press.
What about Nikki's freedom not to be harassed by you? You know, I don't think you'd like it if your every waking move was scrutinized or if people made up horrible stories about you just to sell newspapers.
Oh, calm down. I'm trying to earn a living here, all right? Daddy Warbuck stays holed up in the family Hermitage and only makes statements through his lawyers. I don't care about the tax scandal anyway.
Really?
You and Michelle, you were like sisters. How are you handling your death?
Okay, that's it. I'll catch up with you later.
Wait a sec. Hold on, wait.
Leave Nikki alone. Mary?
Hi. Do you remember me from the wedding yesterday? I was the cake lady. You helped me save the cake that was falling? Well, you told me that you saw a tall man breaking cars in the parking lot. I saw him too. Did you get a good look at his face?
You know, my memory might be the only thing worse than my eyesight.
Hey, Mary. I heard there's a wedding today at Temple Beth El. Rumor has it the cake is raspberry cream and chocolate ganache.
What's this?
Oh, I just thought you'd like to know who's going to be suing you if you decide to publish any of those photos. See you later, Nikki. Say hi to your dad. Wedding lady?
Carnegie, have you met Holt Walker? He's Daddy's lawyer.
You're definitely not Marty the waiter.
No. I didn't realize the last time that we met that you are the wedding planner that Nikki's talked so much about.
It's me.
With the accident and everything, we never got a chance to say goodbye to each other.
Yeah, goodbye. I mean, we should have, or something. I trust that we will get to see you at Nikki's wedding.
Hopefully I don't have to wait that long. Listen, Douglas wanted me to get Nikki back, so I think we better get going. But it was very nice to meet you again.
You too. So, my Mr. Tall and Handsome has a name, Holt Walker, and he's a lawyer.
Oh, and you're calling me because you know I have access to the Martindale-Hubbell database.
I don't know what that is.
It's the who's who of attorneys. Educational background, cases litigated.
I think it's premature to do a background check on the guy.
Which is why I'm your best friend. So, Holt Anderson Walker, Rhodes Scholar, Harvard Law degree, Pillar Grayson Fine in Chicago, and then he moved here 6 years ago to open his own practice.
You're such a fount of wisdom.
Thank you.
Hey, what should someone do if they think they're being tailed?
What?
There's a black sedan that's been following me since I left downtown, and it's just parked behind me.
Carnegie, do not play stunt driver while you're driving my car.
Sorry, Lils, gotta go. Do you have a gun in here?
An icing gun?
No, I think somebody's after me.
Oh, in a secret admirer kind of way?
No, we need to eliminate all the witnesses kind of way. I'm serious. The brakes went on my van earlier today, and I'm starting to think that Michelle's death was some kind of fumbled attempt to hurt Nikki. And whoever did that would like to get rid of me, too. I mean, people willing to take out a famous heiress aren't going to think twice about snuffing an anonymous wedding planner, and I've been asking too many questions. I'm a liability.
You want to lower that flamethrower, sir? I just talked to your business partner, Edward Breen. Why didn't you tell me you saw someone tampering with Nicky Perry's car?
Because I barely saw him. But there's this elderly woman. We call her Queen Mary. She said she saw someone break a car.
So I guess I should just put a bolo out in a Queen Mary and hope she comes in and sits down with a sketch artist. Did you know that Michelle Perry had a .09 blood alcohol content at the time of her death?
What? How?
You were the one pouring drinks that night, so why don't you tell me?
You can't be serious.
Miss Kincaid, did you know that hindering a police investigation can carry jail time? False leads cost a lot of man hours. So what was it? Did you see someone tampering with Nikki's car that night or not?
I don't know what I saw. And I have work to do, so unless you have something more substantial, then I think that...
Okay. I guess we'll be talking to each other very soon. You have a good day.
Well, he seems nice.
Great. The check for Nikki's wedding venue bounced.
Ms. Kincaid.
Yes.
I'm Sally Murkowski.
Hi.
Acting Chief Accounting Officer. I'm handling the liquidation. It was too emotionally draining for Clara. My assistant informs me that you bounced a check out of Nikki's wedding account.
Yes, but I was sure that there was...
Don't sit. You won't be staying.
Sorry. I'm not sure how things work in the corporate world of high finance.
I contacted the bank, and this has all been a misunderstanding. Clara withdrew money from the account for other wedding expenses, unaware that you were making unauthorized purchases.
Nikki authorized those purchases because Clara was out of town.
Nevertheless, the money has been returned to Nikki's account. If you resubmit the check, it will clear. Good day, Miss Kincaid.
Good day. Thank you. Just when I thought things couldn't get much worse, the second card in that case leads me right back where I started. John Nevin, again.
My game again, my friend.
Hi.
Carnegie. That was a pleasant surprise. I didn't know you played pool.
I don't. We need to talk. I've been following the clues surrounding Michelle Perry's death, and I'm sorry to say that they have led me here, to you.
Are you accusing me of something?
Well, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't think that you do anything illegal. But I found this card case near Nikki's car the night of Michelle's accident.
Why wouldn't you just give this to me the day of the wedding?
I didn't know whose it was at the time. So can you tell me why the only existing record of you is your business license application?
My father loved John Wayne. Named me Marion, after him. Called me John, also after him. Nevins is what you might call a nom de guerre. Looks better on signage than Novinsky. Also, you can imagine what it was like growing up with a name like Marion Novinsky. So I opted for John. Now, if you're satisfied.
I'm so sorry, John.
As am I, Carnegie. One would have thought that our friendship would have put me above suspicion in your mind.
I don't know what I was thinking. How dare you do that? Follow me without me seeing you.
I am a highly trained professional, Miss Kincaid.
Maybe, but you're not right about me.
I'll withhold my judgment until the police mechanics finish with Nikki's car. I was curious. Your brakes failing the day after the crash.
Yes, curious.
Yeah. But if Nikki's car wasn't tampered with, my beady little police eyes will be back on you in a New York minute. Anyway, you need a ride home, I don't mind.
No thanks, I'm good.
Thanks for coming. The children must come first. Douglas and I are 100%.
You would have thought a little charity soiree at the Perry estate would have been just the thing to take my mind off making a fool of myself with John. And you'd have been right. And with the Perry family in attendance, you never know who else might show up. Maybe even a handsome lawyer, say, with blue eyes to die for. Somebody like Holt Walker.
All the sticks need to go 45-degree angle, pointing into the center of the one in the center.
Excuse me.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
My friends call me Holt.
Does that mean we're friends?
I'd like to be.
Carnegie. Carnegie, that reporter, Aaron Gold, is here. Please ask him to leave.
I spoke personally to the managing editor at the Sentinel and asked them to send someone else.
I don't know how, but he's managed to get his hands on a press pass.
I'll take care of it.
Did he call us, Miss Kincaid?
This is a private event, and you weren't invited.
I believe my backstage pass says different.
Now you're trespassing.
Miss Kincaid? You know, Bet you planning weddings makes you think that love is all about flowers and parties and expensive honeymoons.
Does it look like I care what you think? That is not what I think about love. Not that I am in love, not right now. It's just I haven't met the right guy yet.
You'd think you know him if you saw him?
I think I know what I want. And it's none of your business.
I want to talk to my goddaughter.
I'm right here, Uncle Keith.
I just want to explain why I won't be at your wedding, honey.
Oh, this is the money shot. Hey, you're ruining my framing.
I'm gonna mess up more than your framing if you don't stop it.
Guthridge, you rat! I told you to stay away from me. You're just ruining my constitution.
Daddy, you're hurt! Daddy! Oh my goodness.
What's up with old man Perry's heart?
Are you all right?
I'll be fine.
I'm sure I don't know. Come, where are you going? Douglas.
I can find out. I have other sources, Hazel.
I am not your source, and why did you call me that?
Because you have the most beautiful hazel eyes I've ever seen. That's why.
Well, one assumes that you got what you came for, so please leave.
Well, you don't want to talk about Douglas. How about a nice, kind word for Clara?
I have nothing to say about Clara.
Can I quote you?
You can leave this property, or I will call the police.
Okay, fine. You want to cavort with criminals? It's your funeral. You know, I kind of like it when you get angry with me. You get this cute little crinkle of your nose.
Goodbye.
You're going to catch a cold out here.
Thank you. After an event, I always like to take a moment, let it all sink in, you know? Think about what I did wrong, what I did right.
Oh, you did everything right, Carnegie. I wanted to thank you for sticking by my family. I know we make the Kardashians look like the Waltons.
I always heard that we got two chances at family. The one we're born into, and then the one we make for ourselves. I think you and Ray are gonna make a beautiful family.
Made us some hot chocolate.
Do you see why I can't resist this man, Carnegie? I hope someday you find a man just like Ray.
Sometimes I think all the good ones are spoken for. That wannabe Woodward and Bernstein misquoted me. Look at this. One anonymous staffer says she has no kind words for Clara Perry. Aaron Gold.
Are you mad because he dissed Clara or because he called you anonymous?
Now, I can't tell you how badly I need the Perry wedding. And Clara saw me talking to Aaron at the gala. I think I was the only one that did. Actually, I feel bad for her. She raided Nikki's wedding account, probably to cover her own bills. And then, of course, when Nikki's check bounced, she rushed to replace the money. I'm sure she's just embarrassed.
Need I remind you the woman's married to a billionaire?
Well, need I remind you that when women marry money, they have to work for every dime. I hear Douglas keeps her on a tight budget.
What?
Holt Walker.
The Holt Walker. Yes. Hello? Yeah.
Dinner. Yeah, we could go out for dinner. I mean, I eat dinner every night, so why don't we eat together? Great. So I have a date. And I think I handled that with the cool detachment that drives men mad with desire.
Right?
You moonlighting, wedding lady?
I volunteer. Putting together orders for the bookmobile. Some people can't make it to the library. Why are you following me?
It's informative. For instance, I now know that we're neighbors. Lakeshore Apartments, number 13. You should stop by sometime.
That is too close for comfort. And while I know tenacity must pay off in your line of work, but I don't appreciate being stalked or interrogated.
No? How do you appreciate a prison cell?
I don't scare as easily as you may think, Mr. Gold.
I'm from Boston. I used to work at the Globe with a guy who tracked some of the biggest embezzlers and tax cheats around. Do you have any idea how many innocent victims wind up behind bars when prosecutors start waving plea deals around? Do you really know where all that money you're spending on Nikki's wedding is coming from? What I'm saying is that you could be implicated on something that is way beyond either of our pay grades.
I still don't have anything that I can tell you.
I'm just telling you this because you're feisty. And I kinda got a thing for redheads. Be careful.
I'm always careful.
Good. Because if you're half as involved as what I think you are, you're potentially in a world of hurt.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but I have a date to get ready for.
You're dating? I'm devastated.
Not dating, a date. Stop following me.
You know, I spend so much time searching out romantic locations for my clients that I never stop to enjoy moments like this for myself.
So what is the strangest place that anyone's ever wanted to get married?
I had one couple tie the knot while they were bungee jumping off the Columbia Gorge.
Oh.
I've had stranger. You know, I get my best gossip at the trade shows.
Yes, wedding planners have conventions just like salesmen. I'm going to one this weekend at a lodge on Mount Rainier.
So does this lodge have a restaurant?
5-star?
So would you think I was too forward if I said that I wanted to book my own room there and take you to dinner Saturday night?
You would do that?
I'd even offer to drive you up the mountain on Saturday morning.
I don't know what to say.
Just say yes.
Yes, of course.
You know, usually I'm a methodical type of guy. I approach with caution. And I take my time. There's just something about you that makes me want to just take a chance.
I could really fall for a guy like Holt. Of course, there's still that little matter of possibly being a suspect in a murder investigation, but maybe he'd come visit me in prison. Now, I am sure it wasn't John who tampered with Nikki's car, and I don't think Keith Guthridge would do something like that, but somebody did, and to clear my name, I have to find out who. I didn't notice it at first, but then it hit me. That smell. Cheap cologne, and it wasn't mine. Somebody had been in my house, and maybe still was.
Eddie, can you come over? Right now would be good.
Well, there's nobody here, Carnegie.
Did you wear Switchblade cologne today?
Must be kidding. I wouldn't use that stuff to clean the toilet. I wear Burberry. Why?
The house smelled like Switchblade cologne when I got home tonight. I think somebody broke in.
Anything missing?
No broken windows, and the door was locked.
How'd you know it was Switchblade?
I dated a guy who wore the stuff. I was young, he was stupid. It wasn't serious.
Did you log into your computer an hour ago?
No, I wasn't home yet.
Yeah, well, somebody did.
Oh, just my luck. What are the chances that somebody would break into my house and be breaking into my computer at the same time?
When you have that nosy reporter on your trail, pretty good.
Ugh, Aaron Gold. He would just love to get access to the files on Nikki's wedding.
Yeah, well.
Who are you calling?
The police.
And tell them what? That I smell cheap cologne in my house? The police already think I'm interfering at best and a suspect at worst. Hi, Nikki. What?
I found this note in the mailbox. It says they're gonna kill Daddy if he testifies against Uncle Keith. Who would do that?
Well, it can't be Keith. He hardly seems capable of murder.
Nikki?
Holt, what is it?
Carnegie. Hi. Nikki, I need to speak with you in private.
Carnegie can hear whatever it is you have to say.
Your father was working in his office earlier this evening, prepping for his grand jury testimony.
What's the matter? What happened?
Nikki, your father, he had another heart attack.
The card should say, wishing you a speedy recovery, Carnegie. Thank you.
Why would Aaron Gold be at my door?
Come on in. You know, you do have some nerve.
Well, thank you. Yes, I could use some help with these review copies of books I'm donating to your friend's library. What are you doing? What, are you playing charades? Because I'm going to guess Bloodhound.
Do you ever wear a switchblade cologne?
Right, because I'm classy with a K. It's only Ivory soap and shaving gel in my bathroom.
Well, then what are you doing here? Because I don't buy your books as a good deed shtick. Didn't you get enough details when you hacked my work computer?
Oh, come on. I have a little more journalistic integrity than that, you know.
No, I didn't know.
Well, did you know that this latest heart attack is Douglas Perry's 5th such incident? Oh, yeah. Source is Hazel. So what, did Nikki cancel the wedding? Look, I'm just an outside observer here, but I think you're a little overly emotionally invested in Nikki's love life.
It's my job.
Oh, I know it's your gig to book the church, hire the band, buy the flowers, etc., but you do know that that's just the shiny wrapper on the delicious candy bar that is love. Real love.
Oh, and what do you know about real love?
Well, I know it doesn't always arrive in a velvet jewel box. Sometimes it shows up in a brown paper bag. You get me?
No, I don't get you. I don't get you at all.
Was this the part where you tossed me out?
I love perceptive men.
Nice chat.
Oh, Clara Perry.
Mrs. Perry has agreed to handle things quietly to avoid further strain on Mr. Perry's health.
I feel so blindsided by this, Carnegie. We trusted you.
Can you explain these financial irregularities?
There must be some mistake. These receipts show amounts totaling nearly double what I know I paid for these goods and services.
Know what Douglas and I paid. The tragic thing is, if you had asked for money, we would have arranged a loan. We're not heartless. We considered you almost family.
If this was how I did business, do you really think I'd be driving around in a 10-year-old van?
To avoid the negative publicity of a prosecution, Mrs. Perry has agreed to terminate your contract quietly on the condition that you sign a confidentiality agreement and stop leaking information about the Perry family to the media.
Leaking? I've been stalked by a reporter. I've been made a suspect in Michelle's death, and I have accused a dear friend of criminal activity, all of it to protect the Perry family.
My understanding of a business like yours is that it survives on word of mouth. I would hate to think what would happen to you if any of this became public knowledge. You should take this deal, stay away from Nikki, and be grateful for the Perry family's discretion. Do you understand?
Hey,
I brought dim sum.
to what do I owe this kind gesture?
Clara Perry just fired us?
No, that can't happen. We need this wedding to stay in the bud.
Well, it's done. She showed me the doctored receipts, the ledgers that show us embezzling thousands of dollars from Nikki's wedding account. Do you know where the money could have gone to?
Carnegie, are you accusing me of taking the money?
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't want to.
Or are you hoping for a confession or a denial? You know, Carney, people like the Perry family, they were never my kind of folk.
I can't help it if the people that can afford a big wedding are the people that are the most demanding.
You know, I'm pushing 70. I got my pension waiting for me. I should be sleeping late and bowling all day. I think it's time for me to retire.
No, you don't have to do that.
They say family and business don't mix. I don't have to work, but I do need family. And you and your mother are the closest thing I have to flesh and blood kin. Now, I'll clear out my desk before I go. not really in the mood for dim sum.
You're not supposed to drive your bike on the boardwalk.
Oh, well, my car is not fit for polite company. So these are my everyday wheels. You can report me. I hear you're on a first-name basis with a cop, a detective.
Well, at least he's following me for what he thinks is a valid reason. You're just digging for dirt on Douglas Perry.
What if me finding you here was just a coincidence?
Then pigs would be flying through the sky. I'm not buying it.
All right, maybe I saw you headed here and I thought, what the hey? You know how hard it is to trail a vehicle up and down the hills of this city on a bike?
I'm sorry that I threw you out. It was rude.
That's totally acceptable. I was being a jerk. No woman should have to put up with that. I have to apologize. That book thing was just a bribe. I'm sorry.
Well, you don't have to bother pumping me for information about the Perrys anymore. We've had some creative differences, and I've resigned.
Ah, c'est dommage. Maybe now we could be more than just wedding planner and journalist.
Oh, sounds like fun. Which one of us should pretend to be the journalist?
I can see you've been crying. It's not the softest shoulder in the world, but it is absorbent. You know, if you want to talk about it.
Thanks.
Is it possible this guy isn't just a nosy reporter? Is Aaron Gold actually starting to grow on me?
Sorry must be my mantra today, Nikki, but I didn't take your money. That's all I can say.
Clara gave my wedding to Dorothy Fenner. Can you do something?
I'd love to help you, but they won't even let me near you.
Carnegie, I trust you. I know you'll think of something. Please.
But at this moment, the only thing I'm thinking is, how am I going to save my business now?
Lily, we've got to go. Any couple geeky enough to want a superhero-themed wedding is probably going to be there on time. You look great.
Really? Because I feel ridiculous. Panther lady or whatever you're supposed to be.
Thanks for doing this. Without the money from Nikki's wedding coming in, I need to save on staffing. Thank goodness for this last-minute gig.
Are you kidding me? Grown adults partaking in one of society's most sacred rituals while dressed as comic book characters. I wouldn't miss it. I have to finish my makeup.
Yes?
Did Halloween come early this year?
I have a superhero-themed wedding.
Your personal predilections don't concern me, Miss Kincaid. Is this the woman you know as Queen Mary?
Yes, this is her.
Mary Yeager, 74, killed last night by a hit-and-run driver.
Oh. Well, she's the only witness to whoever sabotaged Nikki's car.
Carly was too banged up to determine sabotage.
I need to get my tail. Just wait there for a moment. Hey. Mary's dead. I think she was killed because she saw the killer, which means Nikki could be in real danger. I've got to do something.
Well, how are you going to get into Nikki's wedding? The Perrys have more security than the White House.
I'll think of something. You distract Borden.
I'll see what I can do.
The Perry family had hired professional security to keep Nikki's wedding a private affair. But I needed to get in there and warn them that they might be in danger. Seemed easy enough. Who was going to notice a grown woman in a cat costume?
Hi, I found a woman and she's unconscious. St. Anne's, Lake Washington at 39th. Mid-50s, I think.
I'm 39, Carnegie. For years and years now. 39.
Okay. Let me help you up.
Someone hit me over the head.
Easy. There. Nikki's been kidnapped.
As for the ransom now, Carnegie? Or shall I get the police to check this against your handwriting?
Are you kidding me? You think I kidnapped Nikki? Why? How?
The same way you managed to get past the best security money can buy. You're clever and devious. Oh, Douglas. Nikki's gone.
Douglas had made it out of the hospital in time for his daughter's wedding.
No, police, or we'll kill her.
This was probably going to put him back in.
Must be Keith. I'll destroy Guthridge if he touches my beautiful girl.
Where do you think you're going?
Somebody has to pull the plug on this wedding.
Hey, this needs to remain a secret. Get Douglas home, and I'll bring Ray.
Ray, we have a problem.
Is she having second thoughts?
No. No, not at all. Douglas and Clara are waiting to speak with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that Nikki has suddenly come down with a case of the stomach flu. The wedding is to be rescheduled, and on behalf of the entire Perry family, I'd like to apologize for any inconvenience. So that means there's going to be no wedding today. Okay.
Note to self. Next time you have to cancel a wedding, wipe the cat whiskers off your face first.
So what really happened?
You weren't a real usher. So much for your journalistic integrity.
Oh, what about honor amongst wedding planners? You weren't even supposed to be here today.
I can't discuss it.
Carnegie, I need you. Those pickup lines go, I have to say, it's pretty direct.
Can't you ever be serious?
I don't know. Never tried.
This was on the table in the dressing room. It's Nikki's engagement ring, the one that should be on her finger. What is going on here?
Nikki's been kidnapped. And we think it's Guthridge.
We have to call the police.
No, we can't go to the police or he might hurt her.
We don't even know if Guthridge is the one who did it. We have to do something.
Well, if you want to do something, then take over for Dorothy. I'm sure she's not up for rescheduling. Hey, take care of the vendors. Keep up the ruse that Nikki's sick. We stick to your cover story, and the police will never suspect.
Okay, I won't be home tonight because I'll be at another event, but I'll make the calls on my way.
Ray, I'll give you a ride to the Perry's house.
Yes.
So what about this weekend, the convention?
I think I should stick around in case the Perrys get any news about Nikki.
There's nothing more we can do. And us just sitting around isn't going to bring Nikki back any quicker. Hey, you need this convention business. And I want to spend time with you.
Maybe you're right. The only thing I can do for Nikki right now is to postpone her wedding.
Hope might be right. I wish there was a way to help Nikki, but I just don't know what to do.
Thanks for the ride and for helping me out. I should put you on the payroll.
You can't afford me, Carnegie. Is there anything I can do to help the Perrys? I mean, Nikki must be so terrified right now.
Lily, if there was anything either of us could do, trust me, we'd be doing it. Holt texted me. Perry's got a ransom demand, 10 mil, and a promise that Douglas won't testify against Guthridge.
It's been Guthridge this whole time. We should have known.
Maybe, but when I spoke with him at the country club, he seemed so convincing.
There it is again. Switchblade cologne.
Hurry up. She'll be home soon. I am hurrying, Mr. Walker.
Maybe once we get rid of the girl, I can rent this place. Kill for a view like this.
Oh, Dennis, you are an idiot. Once we get the Perry's money, you'll be able to buy yourself a decent houseboat. This one's, the dump.
What was that?
I don't know. Why don't you go check it out? See anything?
No.
All right, let's get out of here. Come on, let's go.
After my unplanned swim in the bay, there was only one person I thought I could still trust.
Hi.
Hi.
I didn't know where else to go.
Come in.
Thanks.
I feel honored that you came to me in your hour of need. I think you now owe me the truth.
It was Holt Walker.
Your boyfriend. Incidentally, kind of awkward you dating the Perry's attorney after they fired you.
How did you know that?
I am an investigative journalist.
Right. Holt broke into my house, but I hid myself. I think he's somehow involved in Nikki's disappearance. I can't believe I fell for his dark and handsome act.
Well, he is dark and handsome. If you like that kind of thing. So, wait, so Perry's shyster lawyer grabbed their pride and joy daughter. When?
At her wedding.
Do you mind if I record this?
Yes, I do mind. You'll get Nikki killed if you print a word of this.
Okay.
Okay. I saw Switchblade there, too. I think Switchblade was the one who was near Nikki's car that night. Maybe he's Holt's accomplice. Maybe they're both working for Guthridge. They sabotaged Nikki's car, hoping that it will convince Douglas not to testify.
And instead it killed Michelle. It's common knowledge that Perry has two weaknesses. His heart and his daughter. So, once he survived the heart attack, I guess they decided to go for a frontal assault.
Yes, part of the ransom demand is that Douglas not testify against Guthridge to the grand jury.
So is Holt working for Guthridge? Or is he just using his name to draw suspicion from himself?
Either way, I have a little bit of a problem. I have a weekend getaway date with him.
No, tell him you changed your mind.
I can't. He might know where Nikki is.
You can't go with him. He's dangerous.
I have to. I have to go and get him to tell me where she is.
This isn't what I had planned. I have this picture in my head of exactly what love will look like when it finally shows up, and it definitely isn't Aaron Gold. So why am I feeling like this? Is it possible I have it planned all wrong?
Coming! Hi.
Hey, I couldn't sleep a wink. You can't go off with this guy.
I don't think I need your permission.
Don't you think the police have more experience in handling this type of thing than you do?
The
police still think I'm a suspect in Michelle's death. I know what I saw and heard last night. I just have to prove it.
Holt's here.
What? Okay. You need to hide him.
Hey, I expect updates from the road. I put my contact info into your phone last night, and I added yours to my cloud, just in case.
You're a good man, Aaron.
Bet you never thought you'd hear yourself out of that phrase.
Hello?
Hi. I can't let Holt know that I'm onto him or that I suspect him of being a murderer. I have to play it cool. This is my cool look. And it has to work. At least until I can find out where Nikki is.
This isn't the way to the hotel.
That's not the way you used to go. My GPS found a shortcut.
Well, the lodge is west of Sunset Park. That thing has us going east.
What's the matter, Carnegie? You don't trust me?
No, of course I trust you. I mean, I trust you with my life. It's just I'm feeling a little bit carsick. Do you think that you could find a nice, clean gas station and pull over?
I'll only be a moment.
All right, whatever you need.
Is there a back way out of here?
Hey, you okay?
I'm not sure. I'm at a gas station. He pulled off the highway onto a side road, and now we're headed east.
Listen, the police are looking for you. Your face is all over the news.
What? I'm a news item. Well, I guess that makes me a scoop in your line of work.
I'm on my way. I'm tracking you on my phone about a mile north of you right now.
Well, your white steed and suit of armor better show up fast.
My white steed is a black Camaro. I'll be there. I promise.
Okay, hurry.
Who are you talking to, hon?
Why are the police looking for me?
Well, because they found Nikki's necklace in your kitchen. It's the one she was wearing when you and Eddie abducted her.
You planted it there. So this is a setup and I'm the patsy.
Bingo. You see, Clara's going to deliver the ransom at sundown. And you'll be at the cabin to receive it. Nikki will be set free, you'll bring the money to me, and I'll disappear. And you get to spend the rest of your life evading arrest.
And why would I agree to any of this?
Well, because I know where Eddie Breen lives. And I don't play nice.
Carnegie! You're just wasting my time! Plan's all set! I'm not gonna let you ruin this for me! Carnegie!
Would you believe I actually doubted you'd make it?
It's never wise, Carnegie. I'm a man of my word. Where's Holt?
Not far behind. You drive, I'll navigate?
Yeah. Where are we going?
To get Nikki.
Holt told you where she is?
He didn't have to. His GPS was programmed to where he was taking me, and I bet that's where he's keeping her. I'll email Clara and tell her not to pay the ransom.
One smart cookie, Carnegie Kincaid. Miss Kincaid, I'm beginning to think you've done this sort of thing before.
Well, I have arranged more than a few surprise weddings over the years. Come on.
So, did you try anything?
Who?
Holt, when you were in the car, did he try anything?
Why, are you jealous?
No, I mean...
There it is.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? Just walk in the front door and say, hey, the wedding planner's here?
You could have left. I'll go to the right. Look through the windows, check out the inside. We'll circle around, meet at the back, and find a way in.
You have done this before, haven't you?
Go.
Okay. Be careful.
I told you to go left.
Theo.
You shouldn't have come here, Miss Kincaid.
So, now I'm wondering what the Perry family chauffeur is doing out in the woods.
Hello, Carnegie.
Clara, good. You got my note about not paying the ransom.
Carnegie.
Oh, it's okay. He's with me.
I know.
And now I know. You were the accountant at Douglas's firm. You were the one who didn't pay the taxes? You embezzled all that money, but it wasn't enough. You wanted $10 million in ransom for Nikki's life. Douglas is ill. And his will probably leaves everything to Nikki, doesn't it? You won't get a dime.
So when framing Keith Guthridge didn't work, she got Holt Walker to put you in the right place at the right time to take the blame.
This is why I hate reporters. Theo, take Mr. Gold to the woods. Make sure he doesn't find his way back.
Get off.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Carnegie, go inside.
Okay.
Get in. That way. And no funny business. Move it.
You had Holt take those from my house so that you could frame me. Guess you really thought of everything, Clara.
Yes, Carnegie. You and I are a lot alike that way. Only I was never satisfied with using my organizational skills for planning weddings. Oh, I'm gonna need your phone now.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to save you.
They said that they were going to let me go as soon as Daddy paid the ransom.
She's turning on the gas. She's trying to kill us. You already paid it. The problem is the person who was supposed to deliver the ransom to the kidnapper is the kidnapper. Clara did this, Nikki, and she's framed me for it.
I smell gas.
She's trying to make it look like it was an accident. She's gonna burn the place. You know, I've had to pick more than my fair share of locks. Turn around.
Really?
Yeah, ring bearers and flower girls always seem to be locking themselves into bathrooms at one of my weddings.
Do you really think you can do it?
At this point, we've got nothing to lose. As a wedding planner, I have become used to the unexpected. But even I never could have imagined ending up like this. Trapped in the basement of a cabin in the woods, framed for kidnapping a bride whose stepmother hired a chauffeur and a lawyer, and a guy wearing cheap cologne to extort $10 million from her own husband.
Carnegie, I'm sorry for all the trouble my family's caused you.
Are you kidding me, Nikki? This has turned out to be the most exciting wedding I've ever planned. There we go. Whoa.
I don't see her. Okay, there's no reception. We've got to get out of here.
Is she out there? I don't see her. Okay, listen. Aaron's car isn't very far. We're gonna go get help.
Oh, Nikki, Carnegie. You know, it's not nice to abandon your date.
Go, 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 go.
I knew I should have lit the match.
Which one of you killed my cousin?
Well, technically, an associate of mine's responsible for that. You see, me, I wouldn't know the first thing about draining power steering fluid from an automobile.
Switchblade. Is he here too?
Unfortunately, he's unavailable due to an outstanding warrant. But he should be out in 15 to 20 with good behavior.
Now, what are we gonna do?
For starters, you're gonna put down the gun, Mrs. Perry.
What kept you?
You know, the woods around here all look the same.
Where's Theo?
He ran into a tree.
Hey, I want a plea deal. It was all her idea. I'll testify against her.
He's lying.
Save it for your lawyer.
Holt is my lawyer.
How awkward is that?
Theo, why?
I had some trouble a long time ago. Clara threatened to blackmail me if I didn't help her. I would have lost my chauffeur's license and probably gone to jail.
Not probably anymore. Hey.
Thank you. You saved my life.
Well, actually, we saved your life. Make a pretty good team, you and me.
No comment.
And so at last, the big day, Nikki Perry's wedding, take 2. But despite his promises, there is no sign of my date, Aaron Gold.
Carnegie, are you ready?
I think so. I've never done this before.
You've never been a bridesmaid?
What can I say? Always a wedding planner, never a bridesmaid.
Well, if you want my 2 cents worth, I think you make a very beautiful one.
Hi.
Hey.
What are you doing here?
Well, it turns out that a man can only roll a bowling ball down the lane for so long before he starts to get homesick for his old job. His old boss.
I've missed you so much.
I heard what happened. Clara's arrest and all. Figured you'd be here today, and I didn't think Nikki would mind. So unless you have a date...
I thought so. Turns out I couldn't be bothered to show up.
Aaron Gold.
How did you know that?
I read his article in the Sentinel about how he helped you save Nikki. Wasn't hard to read between the lines.
I hate to break up this happy little reunion, but we have a wedding. Come on.
Right.
Let's go.
I don't get it. I meet a guy who shows me that I've been missing the romantic forest for the trees all these years, and he stands me up.
Carnegie.
Douglas, it's so good to see that you're up and around. How are you doing?
Much better, since you gave me back my best friend.
I told him not to marry Clara in the first place. I never did trust her.
Anyway, thanks for getting Aaron Gold to print that retraction on the paper. I thought we might see him here today.
So did I, Douglas. So did I.
Wedding.
Right.
Now, I'll be the first to admit that there have been easier weddings to plan than Ray and Nikki's. I've actually arranged some where there wasn't murder, kidnapping, and extortion involved. But when I see the 2 of them together, and so happy, it makes me think that no matter how bumpy things can get on the trip to the altar, True love will always find its way.
Ray and I never could have imagined the road that we've had to take just to get here, or that we'd lose a loved one along the way. Sometimes it takes almost losing everything to show you what's really important in life.
I vow to spend the rest of my life proving how grateful I am to have you back.
You better, Ray.
It's bouquet time, everyone.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry I'm late.
There.
Thank you. If it's any consolation, I plan to be early.
I've realized something. You can plan a wedding, but you can't plan love. Sometimes it shows up in the most unexpected places, like in a plain brown paper bag. And sometimes it shows up late.
Not to pressure you, son, but Carnegie's mother and I would be very supportive of a short engagement and a summer wedding.
Eddie? Sorry about that.
Ah, it's okay. You think you could put up with a guy like me?
I do. As I used to say, it's not over until somebody catches the bouquet. But I guess I was wrong. That's not when it's over. That's just the beginning.
Officer, what's going on?
I found a dead body on Taylor Street.
Brooke Shields is on the case and on the chase.
I know that I'm onto something. Heart of gold, spine of steel.
She may own a flower shop.
You like to meddle, don't you?
I hate that word.
But murder just became her new line of work.
How many reruns of Columbo did you watch last night, brother?
They were Murder, She Wrote.
Brooke Shields stars in a flower shop mystery movie, Mum's the Word. Starts right